Welcome back. We're diving into As a Man Thinketh, Chapter 3. And don't forget that you can download a free PDF copy of the book over at blendedwisdom.life. There's a link in the description. It's a timeless classic that's short, easy to read, and packed with life-changing insights. So grab your copy and join me as we break down these powerful ideas together. Okay, now this chapter is all about the mind-body connection. Alan wrote this over 100 years ago, and it's so relevant still today. He goes deep into how our thoughts shape us physically. Alan starts with an analogy. The body's the mind serving. It obeys the mind's commands, even the ones we aren't aware of. Let's go.
So how much control do we have over our thoughts? And how much do those thoughts affect our bodies? Alan's not afraid to make bold statements. Like he says, fear can be as deadly as a bullet, not being reckless, but chronic anxiety that wears you down over time. He even says constantly fearing disease can make you sick. Pretty radical, huh? Makes you think about the placebo effect and stuff. But he doesn't just focus on the negative. Alan also says strong, pure, happy thoughts can build you up. It's like your thoughts can hurt you or heal you. He describes the body as this delicate and plastic instrument, responding to the thoughts that impress upon it. So good or bad, our thought habits show up physically. This is where he connects pure thoughts with a clean body. And not just metaphorically. He links impure thoughts too, like poisoned blood. He even says, change of diet won't help if you don't change your thoughts. Wow. So our mental state shapes our cravings. Purify your thoughts, and you'll naturally want better things. But then he throws in this anecdote. A self-proclaimed saint who neglects hygiene isn't truly a saint. True strength needs both mental and physical purity. What do you think that means? Is it about taking care of both mind and body for real well-being? Like, spirituality isn't just about ignoring the physical. Then Alan gives us some advice. To protect your body, guard your mind, to renew your body, beautify your mind. Our thoughts aren't just about feeling good. They affect our health and how we look. He even links negative thoughts, malice, envy, to losing health and grace. This goes beyond just feeling good. Our thoughts can show up in how we look. He uses two examples. A 96-year-old with a young face and a middle-aged person looking old. The difference. The 96-year-old cultivated joy, the other one, discontent. Their faces show their inner lives. Powerful, right? Makes you think about the long-term effects of our thoughts. Then he talks about a philosopher dying peacefully. Not old, except for his age. Alan says it's because of a well-lived, thoughtful life. Inner peace leading to a peaceful end. Alan really pushes the idea that cheerful thought is the best healer. Goodwill fights off grief and sorrow. But he doesn't ignore the negative. Dwelling in negativity, he says, is like a self-made prison, trapped in your own bad vibes, Compared to thinking well of others and having peace, it's like our thoughts create heaven or hell inside us. Powerful stuff, right? Like all the talk about mindfulness and positive thinking today. But even back then, were people skeptical? Did they think thoughts could be that powerful? Does Alan go too far? Or is there something deeper here, or just starting to understand? We were talking about that self-made prison and negativity. Alan contrasts it with peace and goodwill, like opening the portals of heaven. Our thoughts can really shape things, huh? It's a choice. Mental dungeon or a brighter inner world. And he gives examples, like that 96-year-old with a youthful face. Alan says it's because of her sunny personality, versus the middle-aged guy who looks older because of discontent. Makes you wonder, what's her face saying? Joy and peace, or worry and negativity? It's not just about looks, though. He connects inner beauty from good thoughts to outer beauty. Inner light shining through, kinda. He even says you can't have a strong body, a bright face without those joyful, peaceful thoughts. Like they're food for our well-being. And it's not just appearance. Living right, doing good leads to peaceful aging. The philosopher who died peacefully, remember. Not old, except in years lived. True aging is in the spirit, not just time. Inner peace makes you age gracefully. Cheerful thought, the ultimate doctor, he says. Goodwill fights grief and sorrow. These ideas from over a century ago are like mindfulness and positive psychology today, rediscovering old wisdom. But were people skeptical back then? Did they think thoughts could really affect the body like that? Too far-fetched? Or is there truth science is only now uncovering? Alan was writing from a certain philosophy, using strong words. Maybe not every thought impacts us physically. It's the overall tone, right? Dwelling on bad stuff creates stress and disease, poisoning ourselves. But if we cultivate joy, gratitude, it supports our health, shifting the climate of our minds. Less about single thoughts causing illness, more about that habit, like one bad meal versus a bad diet all the time. Years of negativity can really harm you. That's why guarding our minds is so important. It's a practice, choosing good thoughts, like tending a garden, weeding out the bad, planting good seeds, nurturing them. Alan brings up a key point: choice. We can't just wish away all bad thoughts. Life happens, you feel all kinds of emotions. But we can be aware of our thoughts. See them without judgment. Choose which ones we keep. We're not just controlled by our feelings. We have power. We can make our inner world positive. And that affects our health and the people around us. Our thoughts are contagious, negativity spreads. But so does joy. We can make a difference, starting in our own minds. Let's think about that for a second. Lots to think about. Our thoughts leading the body, like a CEO. Fear being as bad as physical harm, joy and purity making us stronger. Even that saint who ignores their body, not really holy. And our faces showing our inner thoughts, literally. But for me, the biggest thing is choice. We can't just think ourselves healthy or erase bad vibes, but we can choose what thoughts we focus on. It's like we're gardeners, right? What seeds are we planting? Fear and anger, or joy and peace? Our choice shapes our inner world, and in our health, to the powerful metaphor, we have more control than we think. And Alan gives real examples, not just feel-good stuff. He compares it to breathing even. Joy, goodwill, serenity. Those are as important as fresh air. They nourish us. And he's honest about the bad stuff too. Dwelling in negativity, it's like a prison we build ourselves. But there's a way out, he says. To think well of all, to be cheerful with all, to find the good. Those unselfish thoughts are the portals of heaven. Wow, right. Even with tough times, we can choose a better path, a path to inner peace and a better life. So this chapter leaves me feeling we're responsible, but also powerful. Our thoughts matter, but we get to choose them. It's a journey, being aware and making good choices. But like Alan says, it's worth it. One last thing to think about. If Alan was writing today, with all the social media and news, would he say it's even more important to guard our minds? Something to chew on. That wraps up chapter 3.
Thanks for tuning in to part 2 of our series, As a Man Thinketh. Now that we've explored the profound connection between the mind and the body, it's time to discuss how to actively harness the power of thought. The next video is packed with practical insights on using your thoughts to create a purposeful and fulfilling life. Be sure to subscribe to Blended Wisdom so you don't miss it. And visit blendedwisdom.life for more tools and articles to support your journey. Check the links in the description to get a free download copy of the book. See you in part 3.